My journey back into film photography started with the humble Praktica BCA electronic in 2021. I'd had film cameras back in the late 70s, early 80s, starting with a camera brand called Seagull, and so I rekindled my interest in film photography 4 years ago now. And the BCA electronic, the Praktica, was a brilliant camera to get back in. It's very clunky, it's very basic, it's not finessed or anything, but it's got a pretty good set of functions, and I was able to take some really nice early pictures. And then I started looking around and thinking, well, let's think about how we can get into something a bit more sophisticated. And I tried a few Canon film cameras. I was interested in the eras when things changed dramatically, so I looked at the T90, and I do think that's a wonderful camera, and the basis of the modern EOS cameras, and a camera that had a lot of functionality on it. Dabbled with the T50, the T80, tried another Praktica, the BX20, again I like that, but very prone to failure. And then I started looking at Nikon and settled on this as the start of a 10 into the Nikon environment. So this is the Nikon 501. I've done another review on this one. This is the first Nikon AF camera that came out, AF film camera, and I loved it. And I started to see the unique qualities of the Nikon brand, the fact that they had remained loyal to their F-mount over many, many decades, still do. And I liked what I thought was the almost organic nature of the form factor. Very malleable, very well manufactured, very well structured, very well laid out. Had a lot of fun with this camera. Needed quite a bit of repair work on it. The usual things, the battery corrosion issue, and got all those sorted. And then I started to look further afield and noticed that going back in time, Nikon had led the way in the 60s and 70s in terms of professional level cameras. And I picked up my first professional grade Nikon camera, the legendary Nikon F2, and that's what I wanted to talk a bit more about in this video. So here it is. This is the Nikon F2. As I said, my first venture into the professional level single digit Nikon family. I picked this good example up from eBay, and it was body only, so I've added the lens subsequently. I got it for a good price, I think. I got it for £100 in the UK, and it's fully working. It came from a collector, and it's got the unusual DP3 finder on top, which is makes it the Nikon F2 SB. So it's a metered prism that goes on top of the camera, and there's loads of F2 videos that go into the finest details, some really helpful ones about this particular camera. So I'm not going to go into every single function of it. I just want to talk about what the allure of the Nikon brand was for me and why I decided to go for this particular camera. So I like the idea that it was a modular camera, system camera. It means that there's a huge range of accessories and changeable parts that you can use with the basic body. And I really like the overall look of it. It's a really hefty beast, a heavyweight camera, no doubt about it. Legendary reputation for being bomb-proof, and it's a beautifully satisfying camera to use. The usual ASMR type attributes, the clicks, the sounds, the shutter wind on, the shutter noise itself. Absolutely beautiful. It's a fully metallic camera. You can tell that by just the sheer weight of it. I'm not sure the detail, it probably weighs about 2.5 pounds, something like that. And as I said, wide range of accessories available for it, incredible range of lenses. It's the standard F mount. Nikon's first venture into SLRs was the F, the predecessor to this camera, which was hugely successful from the late 50s. And then they came out with the F2, and this particular edition comes from about 1968, I think it is. And I've got an earlier lens on it. This particular lens is the, let's have a look, Nippon Kogaku. It's the earlier branding, and it's the S Auto 50mm 1.4. This would have been a camera, a lens that would have sat on the Fs as well as the F2s, and this is the the pre-AI version, this particular one. On the front you have the self-timer button, which also doubles up as extended timing for shutter release. There's a mirror lockup button here. This is the metered prism, which means that you'll get a set of readings both on the top and also through the viewfinder. So there's a battery that operates this, motivates this, and of course you can use the camera in a fully mechanical means as well. I like this particular prism because it has LEDs, and they have the 3 indicator 0, plus and minus, which means you can get quite a nuanced set of exposures. You know, perfect exposure is with the 0 lit up, but if you go for 0 plus, you're going to get a slight overexposure, which is what most people do with their film photography. You want your film to be slightly overexposed, and the 0 minus means that you'll be one stop underexposed. So that's pretty sophisticated. Yeah, the F2 had a number of enhancements on the F. One of them was the faster shutter speed. So this particular camera will have a maximum shutter speed of 1/2000th, all the way down to bulb. And the other refinements or improvements relate to the film loading mechanism, where it has a hinged door, a much more conventional way of loading film than the F, which had a completely removable back. That's a definite improvement. The camera is operated by having the cocking mechanism pulled out slightly so that you can see the red dot there. That means that the camera is ready to fire. On the back of the camera you've got a film box reminder holder, and underneath you've got the battery compartment, the tripod socket, a set of motor contacts for the motor rewind, and also the film back release levers. Fully interchangeable prism. This one will pop off and can be replaced by a standard non-metered prism, and a variety of other viewfinders. And things like the focusing screen can be replaced. There are many different types. Here we have the rewind crank, and that will take a hot shoe adapter as well. It's a slightly different shutter mechanism, it's not like the threaded type, and there are 2 positions on it, central, timed and locked. So that's about it. Beautiful, beautiful heavyweight camera. And I had the pleasure of taking it out to try it out with some black and white film for the first time with a variety of lenses, and this is what I came back with.